message being delivered throughout the fight for yourself in the corner?
I think after 7 rounds, I think Callum was like 6-1 up. John then had a couple of good rounds down the middle. Then Callum came back again, and I had it at the end of the bell like 8-4, something like that. At least 7 rounds, 7-4, 1 even. But once I knew Callum had hit the 7 rounds mark, I thought we won the fight. So that was it. I knew John was got to come, be cute early on. And I said beforehand it was got to be a tough fight, a brutal fight. And you've seen some of the rounds late on there was a bit of a shootout. But no, I just thought Callum won it. Someone just mentioned to me about social media, people commenting Callum. Callum, I thought he's mandatory tonight. He's earned his shot as manager. I think it's usually disrespectful. John Ryder put a good fight up, but Callum Smith did a good fight tonight. Do you know what I mean? He held off the challenge from the mandatory. Like I said, it was a shutout after 6 rounds. I think he lost 1 in the first 6 or 7, and then that was it. So I thought Callum Smith boxed very well. And now, like you say, a big 2020. I was disappointed with the referee tonight. I thought John Ryder and his head to get in close. Look at steady Callum Smith's right eye there. 2 massive slashes across it. Wasn't being protected, but like I say, it's a fight, and that's it. And Callum Smith defended his titles, and he wakes up tomorrow morning still the world #1 at 168.
So for yourself, that was the fight that you had prepared for. You expected him to come out aggressive, pushing.
Yeah, but he's got to be cute. He wasn't got to leave any gaps early on. Everyone knows how explosive Callum is early on. We know he's got to be cute. He's got to take his time. He was trying to get up close with Callum, put his head in his chest, and then work away. And as you've seen there in the later rounds, he was coming, but. You don't win rounds for people not expecting you to win a round just because you have 2 flurries on the ropes and they don't hit nothing. Callum Smith jab, middle of the ring, right hands, was jabbing John's head up at times, and that's what won him the fight. John was getting up close, but he landed a good shot, but Callum come right back. Like I said, it was a good fight, and huge respect to John Ryder, Tony Sims. They had a good game plan, but like I say, it just wasn't good enough on the night.
Callum, how did you feel in there, and what were the moments like before the decision was being announced?
In terms of the actual fight score, I always felt ahead. I agree with Joe. I thought I lost round 4, and other than that I thought I won most of the early ones up till 7. I think then I lost 8, maybe 8, 9 or something. So I always felt I was ahead in the fight. I never, when Liam told me Sky has it quite close, I maybe panicked a little bit, but myself I never once thought I was behind in the fight. I was just more, I knew I weighed the best, I knew I went at the races, I knew I made the best performances, and I said before, I'm a perfectionist. I always want the best, and every time I go to points I'm disappointed. I always want to be explosive, I always want to take people out, and if you'd offer me a win over John Ryder tonight on points, I probably wouldn't have took it. I always want to win and win the best way possible. So listen, I'm not happy with the performance, but as I said, I thought it was 8-4 in Ryder. I thought he did win, but credit to John, he put up a good performance. He was writ off beforehand by bookies and a lot of other people, but I knew it could turn out that type of fight. I knew he was going to come and give it his all, and stylistically he wasn't ideal. He was getting really close and stopped me working up close, which I'm not a bad inside fighter for a tall fighter, but didn't really get a chance to do that, so credit to John for that. But there was no time in the fight. I thought I was behind, all going to lose.
Callum, you've said that you weren't impressed with your performance. It wasn't vintage Callum Smith. Can you shed any light as to the reasons why?
I don't know. Some days you're firing, some days you're not. It just, maybe it was more John performed better than a lot of people expected. I don't know. It's just, I can't be at the races every fight. I've had 2 really good performances coming into this fight, and today wasn't one of them. I don't know if you get me one of the big names next time. I'll need to be better. I'm confident I will be better. I've always said that fear factor where if I know I don't turn up, I lose. That always brings out the best in myself, and maybe that had something to do with it. But I can't pinpoint what the reason was. I had a good camp, we had good sparring, everyone was fine going in. I just wasn't 100%.
Gotcha.
John Ryder and his team said that they'd be pushing for the rematch.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm guessing that you two definitely.
John, the line of question you were asking about the decision, waiting for the decision, did we think we'd win it? I'm just going to ask all you, did you all thought that was close?
I'm just saying what was said before.
Oh, did you all press it, Dave, Chris, did you all say, who scored it off?
That was a close fight today, so yeah. I thought it could have gone in. I thought probably Callum won it.
Callum won it.
Close. It was close.
Close as in what scoring close?
1 or 2 rounds.
Okay. Well, the rematch, no. I mean, Callum's, like you say, he's 41, he's his mandatory, he's got to move on. I'm sure there's good domestic fights. I'm sure if that performance, John Ryder, Rocky Field in 2 is a good fight, that's unfinished business. I mean, so there's 2 fighters there. If there's Canelo gives that regular belt up, they can fight for that, but Callum, like you say, is onwards, wants the big unification fights and all that. I don't know if Eddie's going to take the appeal and John Ryder's behalf for the WBA, are you? Oh, I'm just asking.
It's not up to me to appeal to the WBA, you know. But I've already said what I think you should do, which is fight for the regular belt.
No.
I thought he put in a good performance.
Yeah, definitely. A good performance, but doesn't want a rematch.
Any other questions, guys? Right, thank you very much. Well done.
Just 2 seconds, 200.
I want a big fight. Obviously, I think I'm not making excuses tonight, but I think I need that fear factor. I've always said it even before tonight. Give me a fight away, but don't turn up, you'll beat me. And that fear brings out the best in me. And I've always said people will only see how good I am when I'm in against the really best. And I've got a great team around me to provide me their fights. And 2020, I feel, is the make or break for me. Let's see how good I really am.
I will say, I said to Callum after, that already the phone's going for people, oh, maybe I'll fight Callum Smith now. You know, there was that fear factor, like you say, their fear factor from them before this fight, that this guy was some 6'5", 168-pound beast, and all the conversations we had with the big names, I always felt that it was, okay, and now, maybe after seeing just a good performance, they go, okay, maybe we'll look at him in 2020, which is a good thing.
Out of the fights that are available, Callum has often said that it's Canelo or it's Gallagher or it's unification fight against Plant, Benavidez or Saunders. What's the most realistic to happen?
Well, the Saunders fight you could make ASAP.
Could you though?
Yeah, sure. I mean, Billy Joe Saunders already has a contract to fight with numbers in. We've got to talk through numbers with Callum and his team, but I believe that both of those guys, I think Billy and Callum both want Canelo, Golovkin, but if they can't get them, then you know, he's looking to unify. He wants to make sure that he has career-defining fights and legacy fights. That's unifications, that's big fights in America, that's stadium fights over here. So, you know, I think the Canelo fight, obviously we've got Golovkin, we've got Canelo under the wing on the zone as well. So they're the ones we should be pushing for. And I honestly believe that after tonight, they might think Callum's not as untouchable as maybe they thought before. And the same with Billy the other week, you know. I mean, Billy Joe Saunders put in a decent performance, but wasn't great, and already people want to fight Billy Joe Saunders now. And I believe after tonight, I think it'll be easier to make the Callum Smith fight, even though I still think it was a good performance against a guy who boxed out of his skin because it was his dream opportunity. And that's what we said going into the fight, was Ryder's going to, you know, this is an opportunity of a lifetime for John Ryder. So it was always going to be the performance of a lifetime. I thought he boxed really well, and I thought Callum, you know, at times controlled the fight nicely, and then John had some good rounds, forced the pressure. I thought it was a really good fight.
I'd also like to say, just too much negativity. They've got to start celebrating. Callum Smith tonight fought his manager challenger, knocked back the challenger John Ryder, won it. No matter what they say close or not, the judges won it. It's 11 years since a British fighter's defended the Ring Magazine belt in this country. That was Hatton Scano, before that Gallagher. Don't stop being so negative on the kid. He should be given rounds of applause there. He was all the press saying everything else. You need to give him a round of applause. Callum Smith, what he's doing this get this on to that Canelo, that's who we want, Canelo. Tell Eddie Reynoso to stop being scared. Good.
Right.
Hey Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps. If you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you go ahead and do so by clicking this icon right here, or else